Hey guys, Work here, welcome back to the bench. It's mail time. I just got this in the mail and I cannot wait to open this thing. I've been waiting on this thing forever. These things are apparently super hard to get right now because they were out of stock everywhere. What is it? Inforce APLc finally came in. Let's go ahead and get this guy opened up. See what we got inside? Alright, so inside here is our light, our manual. So it comes with a CR123 battery. There it is. Let's get it on a gun. You guys have no idea how excited I am about this. Oh yeah. Get it in there. Tighten her down. Oh my goodness, that is good. Oh, that's nice. Old holster out. The new one's going in. That's it for the unboxing. Work here, welcome back to the bench. So we're probably going to be in review mode for the next couple of weeks. I've got a lot of items that I've had that I've been trying out that I want to give you guys updates on, so we're going to knock a couple of those out for you. So up this time is the review on the Inforce APLc, Inforce's new light to fit on compact firearms, specifically in this case, my Glock 19. First thing I'll do is go over some of the features, and then we'll kind of get into the review of it. So the features on the APLc is a 200 lumen light powered by a CR123 battery. The construction is an all-plastic housing with plastic toggles on the back, what seems to be an aluminum bezel up here, and just a glass crystal up front, and an LED light source. The light has two switches in the back. Both do the same things, one located on either side. They're plastic toggles, and they've got a nice bit of texturing back here on the back that'll keep your finger from sliding off. Now this thing has two light modes, a constant on and a momentary on. And again, both are handled by the paddles here at the back. And I really like the way Inforce has integrated this in. Rather than having to make a deliberate move, pressing and holding the paddle for any more than I believe a second will put the light into a momentary on. As soon as you release the paddle, the light goes off. Now, if you press the paddle and let go right away, then you get a constant on without having to have your finger on the trigger. Pressing the paddle again will turn the light back off. Now this particular model doesn't have a strobe. I'm assuming it's probably because they're fitting so much into such a small little light package here. And I'm okay with that. The reason that I have a light on this goes back about a year or so. Someone broke into my vehicle outside. At the time I didn't know what it was. I just knew something was going on. So I grabbed my gun and I grabbed my flashlight and I headed outside. And I realized once I got to the driveway and started to search and assess if anything happened and I needed to hold the perpetrator at gunpoint, I had my light in one hand and my gun in the other. And at that point, I would need to call 911. So what were my options? Either to lower my gun or to turn off my light, neither of which is an optimal circumstance. So that's when I decided that I was going to go ahead and get a weapon light. It took me a lot of research and a lot of time to find one that I really liked, because I carry a compact gun for a reason, and that is the concealability and the carryability of it. I didn't want a whole bunch of light out here at the end of the muzzle, or else why wouldn't I just be carrying a larger gun as well? I tried out essentially what is the Surefire XC1, but there were a lot of things about this little light that I just didn't like. So I found the APLc, thought I'd give it a try. They're a really good price. They range anywhere from about $105 to $125, but they're really hard to find right now. I actually placed an order for mine, waited about 2 weeks for it to ship, and then found it somewhere else, so I canceled that order, ordered it from the other place, and it got here in about 3 or 4 days. Now I've played around with it, I've used it for practice, I've taken it out shooting, and what do I think of this thing? It really holds up. It didn't waver at all in my fire drills. It lit up the target excellently at 7 yards, even with the range lighting on. I really like the light pattern that it's got. I don't know how well you'll be able to tell, but there's a really nice hot spot in the light right here, and it dissipates fairly evenly from the edge of the hot spot to the outside of the light. That hot spot gives you a really nice lighting, and that hot spot is what allows the light to effectively reach so far. The toggles are really nice, rather responsive, and you can actually hear and feel the switches switch. They feel nice and solid, despite being made out of plastic. And to me, when I press that paddle, I know that I've turned on the light. Now, a couple other things about the light. The way that the light attaches, I'm not the biggest fan of. There are quicker methods and there are slower methods. This one's kind of just standard. It's got the screw that goes through and clamps everything together. So far, the only issue that I've had is that after firing, I noticed that when I turned the light on, it wavered a little bit. By wavering, I mean it was a light flicker. It never actually full went off and on, but I could see that the volume of light was wavering. But it was a simple fix. The bezel was slightly unscrewed, so I screwed that back in, and now it's back to 100%. So I know that I deal mostly in super cheap stuff, and this light is on the cheaper end of what I would call the professional weapons lights. I've played with Surefires, I've played with stream lights, and I really like the stream lights, but for the size, you just can't really get anything better than this. So I'm going to try to start doing a numbering scheme on my reviews here. And the numbering schemes are basically like per segment. So if I say one thing's a 9 and another thing's a 7, that doesn't mean that the thing that's a 9 is better than the thing that's a 7. It means that the thing that's a 9 is better than most of the other things in the segment that 9 is in. So that being said, where would I rate the Inforce APLc? Well, I would probably give it a solid 8. I do wish that the body was an aluminum construction, and it would be nice to get a strobe in there. I would be willing to give up the strobe for an extra 100 lumens or so as well. But again, for what this thing is, you really can't find anything better in the market. So that's it for this time, guys. Remember, if you enjoyed the video or found it useful, go ahead and like and subscribe down below. If you've got a different compact weapon light that you like, or if you've got another brand that you think I should take a look at, go ahead and write it in the comments below. And until next time, do your research, get informed, and get to work.